Before we begin, I do like to show as we get into we have a lot of super chats to read, and we're gonna read the super chats after I show. Somebody made a modern trailer for Die Hard. We're gonna rate it and see what we think, if you guys like it or not. I always like these modern trailers. I personally haven't seen this. I just go to this site that this guy that makes these. The Jaws one that he made that we showed was phenomenal. But we'll see how and then I'm gonna let Mo catch us up on super chats after that as we get into the Die Hard debate. But check this out. Modern trailer. Sorry.
You were about to get a lesson in the real use of power.
Mayday, mayday, anyone copy?
You can walk out of here or be carried out. But have no illusions. We are in charge.
Kind of terrorists, are you?
Who said we were terrorists?
All right, here's the deal. You got 30 or so hostages on the 30th floor.
These guys are mostly European. They're well financed and very slick.
Who the hell you been talking to?
I think he's a cop. Now I have a machine gun. Hunt that little shit down.
No one kills them but me.
Welcome to the party!
It isn't very bad for you.
Fire.
It's gonna take a miracle.
It's Christmas. The time of miracles.
I love it.
That's great.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I thought it was cool.
That's
That is
fantastic.
cool. Yeah.
So, should we start this off by saying that "Ode to Joy" is not a Christmas song?
Okay, here's the thing.
It's
In
not.
Japan, it is a Christmas song.
Listen.
I'm pointing something out here. The reason they play it is because it is a Japanese-owned company, and they play Ode to Joy around Christmas and New Year's. It's actually kind of a deep cut for Japanese culture. And I'm not one to defend the Japanese very often, so you've got to take this like gospel. Okay?
Like Joe Takagi, who is a Japanese businessman who celebrates Christmas away from his 5 children because he is a father.
Listen,
of
I'm gonna nip this in the bud right now. Listen, a lot of people are not good parents. Surprise!
Everyone
also,
in this movie is not good parents.
A lot of cultures,
There's a lot of bad
like don't say, hey, you have to be home at this time with your kids. Work is important in some cultures, and that's more important a lot of times than being home for the holidays.
Right.
Also,
that's a perfect thing to explore in a Christmas movie.
I know people that work during the holidays, all kinds of stuff. Like, the thing is, this is an adult movie. This is not a kid's movie.
Whoa. What kind of movie is this? What kind of movie is this?
Crap.
I mean, I can accept it's a Christmas movie, but
can we all shout out to Star Wars Theory?
Hey, look at that.
Brother.
Hey, Theory.
What up, dude?
What are you doing here, man? Theory, I need a discount code, man, for your sabers so I could use on my show. Shout out Star Wars Theory. What the freak, brother?
That's amazing.
Coming in here, dropping $140 Canadian. Everyone say shout out. Everyone in the chat. Shout out Theory. Man, it's good to see you here, man. I hope you had I was going to say I hope you had a good Thanksgiving, but I think your Thanksgiving is in October.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I hope you have an even better Christmas.
Come to America and get a second Thanksgiving. That's what you deserve. That.
Yeah.
Star Wars Theory is freaking killing it.
Yeah.
Killing it.
Absolutely.
Star Wars Theory will make an appearance on your show for $500. No, that's the other guy.
Yeah, that's the other guy. I'll do it for free, bro.
That's the other guy. That's the other guy.
I will happily talk about Knights of the Old Republic for free. So
yeah, man. Shout out to you, brother. Thank you so much, man. That's unbelievably generous. Just come in, dropping 100 and not saying anything and leaving.
Nothing.
The freak.
Legend.
Spurs on his boots.
Hey,
Big
Star Wars
dick
Theory,
mustache.
can you set, if you're still here, can you let us know if you think Die Hard is a Christmas movie or not? Because I know Jonas respects your opinion, and he'll change his view if
Okay,
you
you're gonna use
say
that
Here
against
we
me.
go. This is it. Oh my gosh, this is perfect, bro. Find,
So anyways.
find all people that are influential in Jonas's life and convince them to tell him it's a Christmas movie.
this is my own. This is your life. This is my own.
Yo,
Christmas
shout
carol
out
here.
Theory, man. Thank you for stopping by. That means a lot. Thank you, brother.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So as long as we're on the subject of parents, how about the fact that they leave their kids at the house to be put to sleep by the nanny?
A lot of
who
people do.
also
This was the 80s. This was the 80s in Los Angeles. She was a
is
career
literally
woman. She don't care
required to
about
be at
those
the
damn
party.
kids. She wants to get a raise.
And either
All right?
she's required to be at the party. Like it was a big.
right. There's no mention of
Like,
you can stay up till I get there. Santa's gonna be there, and he won't get there until after you go to that. None of that on the
Santa
phone.
Claus.
She was lamenting.
She even says, "Hey, is Dad coming home? I'll see what Santa can do." Like she even says that.
All right.
She does.
Jonas
say
is nitpicking. Yeah, okay. The fact that this is not a Christmas movie, and they threw in like, okay, oh well, let's put some Jingle Bells in the soundtrack.
Wait.
And then,
Okay.
and
okay.
20 years later, everybody on the
Hold
internet's
on.
gonna
Jingle
go
bells
nuts.
in the soundtrack? What are you talking about?
In the score, there's Jingle
Christmas
Bells.
in
They're using-
Hollis,
No,
bro.
there's
Come
not Jingle
on.
Bells in the score. It's
Yes, there
only
is. Yes, it.
Not
Run
the, no,
DMC.
he's not
only
talking
Ode
about
to
the.
Joy.
No,
But he's talking about
no.
they play the jingling bells like.
Oh,
that's
there's
the-
jingling bells in like
during
two
tense
spots.
scenes.
Hold on a
you heard
second,
Jingle
though,
Oh,
man.
he
They
whistles Jingle
Not the
Bells when he
song,
comes
the
in.
actual-
He whistles.
Musical instrument Jingle Bells. Yes.
They
Just
play the
the-
Run
just
DMC
bells.
song at the beginning.
At the
They
beginning,
classic.
Christmas in Hollis.
And true to Die Hard, you have to be told that it's a Christmas song.
No, you don't. What are you
No.
talking about, bro?
He says,
It starts-
"How
You
about
don't
some
have to be
Christmas
told at
music?"
all.
And the guy's that this is a
doesn't
Christmas
like
song.
rap.
Because it's
What
not
does that mean? That's
traditional
not- that
Christmas
doesn't mean
music.
anything.
Just like it's not a traditional Christmas movie. That
It's
was
not a
the
traditional
joke.
Christmas movie.
I agree. It's not a traditional Christmas movie.
It doesn't mean it's not a Christmas
It
movie.
is a
That's
movie
the joke.
that is set.
Yeah.
This-
Yes. Look. Okay. You're taking everything out of
Mother
context.
flowers.
All right.
John
Yeah,
McClane
Jonah's
in
bad
1988
take.
has been on the beat for like 10 years, 11 years. And you think in 1988, rap wasn't exactly like killing it. It was just coming out. So if he didn't know what that song was, that checks out.
So he just
All right?
didn't know what
And
the
it's one of the
song
best
was.
Christmas songs ever, by the way,
Oh,
Run DMC.
wow.
Oh,
It is
Like,
okay.
An
great.
old white guy didn't know what rap music was, Jonas?
You should write for
Surprise.
you should write
Did
for
you watch
Empire.
what happened
Mo.
at the Super Bowl last year? Like, come on, bro. This isn't some new thing. I don't understand this black music you're playing. Yeah, okay. What a surprise, bro.
This
I'm
is
used
from.
I'm gonna crash out, bro. I'm gonna try not to swear, Jay. I promise
It's
you.
okay.
I'm gonna work really
This is,
hard not to use profanity today.
This is from
Revisionist
20th Century
history.
Studios.
Revisionist history. What are you talking about?
20th Century Studios put this out.
This is John.
Nice beer.
He just wants to spend Christmas with the family.
Is Daddy coming home with you? We'll see what Santa and Mommy can do.
But when he gets stuck at the office
Oh,
party,
so they used the Home Alone soundtrack.
it'll be a
Quiet. Watch the
holiday
trailer.
Christmas.
he'll never forget.
Ho, ho, ho.
Welcome to the party, pal.
This Christmas,
It's a time of miracles, so be of good cheer.
Only John can drive somebody that crazy.
get ready to jingle some bells and deck the halls
Hi there.
with boughs of Bruce Willis,
Look at the coast. We get together, have a few laughs.
Alan Rickman,
Do you really think you have a chance against us, Mr. Cowboy?
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
together in the greatest Christmas story ever told.
Got some bad news for you, Dwayne. Hans, Booby, eat it, Harvey.
Holy shit. I'm starting to get a bad feeling up here. Merry Christmas.
Die Hard.
This is their idea of Christmas. I gotta be here for New Year's.
I've never seen that before. That was pretty cool.
That's,
Clearly was intended to be a Christmas movie,
That
not
was
just
not
in
the original
setting.
trailer.
Whoa,
No,
They talk
whoa.
about Christmas
Clearly intended?
so much in this film.
No,
Not
okay,
just-
listen.
There's
Hold
Christmas
on. Okay.
everywhere.
No. There's literally
Here we
not.
go.
Just hold.
Here we go,
just pump the
Blaine.
brakes.
All right,
I
one at
want
a
to
time.
start
Here
by
we go.
saying this. I want to start by saying this. I do not have a dog in this fight. I honestly don't give a shit. But I knew that Jonas I knew that Jonas was going to get ganged up on, and so I decided to conduct a test. I ran a stopwatch through this entire film, and I clocked every moment in which this movie is visibly Christmas. Okay, visibly, whether it be audio or visual, I guess, either of those things, whether it was Christmas music playing, things being talked about Christmas, visual aspects of Christmas.
Did you consider the family reconciliation parts as well as Christmas theme?
No, because it doesn't count.
Would you also clock every time that there's Christmas decorations in the background?
Yes. Every time. Okay. Yes. Look. All right.
Wait, before you say,
hold on.
Let's just ask how many minutes of that.
You gotta let Blaine finish. You gotta let Blaine.
Blaine.
You got it.
I shared a screen just so y'all can see that I did it. All right. I really did this. I did it down to the minutes. So where it says gap, these are moments. Everywhere that it says gap is where there's nothing Christmas. Okay. I did this. There are 4 pages here. Okay. So basically what I did is I went through and clocked everywhere that there is. Okay. There was a total of 8 minutes of Christmas. There is 6.6% of this film related to Christmas. 6.6%.
Okay. I'm going
to
challenge
say that.
That's not much movie.
Okay, that's a good chart, but I will challenge that on one aspect.
Okay.
That the entire day is Christmas Eve. So no matter where he's at, anywhere, he is always in Christmas Eve.
I hear that. Okay, so what I'll say is one of the arguments from the people that say that this isn't a Christmas movie is that what people say is what makes a Christmas movie is if it can be clocked as a Christmas film, if somebody was to walk in and see you watching it and whatever, is it representing Christmas in the film, right? So with that as a marker, that is where I came from with this, as to if it can be clocked as a Christmas movie. Okay, so that I just wanted to put that out there. So that's how that's where this metric came from. So to help Jonas in his argument here, as far as how much Christmas is actually in this film outside of it taking place on Christmas Day, because I was curious, I honestly wanted to apply this metric to other films to see what stands up to Die Hard and how much Christmas is actually in it. Right. So I tried to be as fair as possible.
You could do the exact same thing to Home Alone.
Because you'd have a lot more of that movie, though.
There would be a lot more of the movie for sure. To the point in which on this list, you'll see like there are moments when, so near the end is where it really kind of craps the bed. There's almost a solid 30 minutes of nothing Christmas related whatsoever outside of a
so would you rather
Christmas
have,
wreath.
Would you rather have 0% of God's love or 6%?
I don't think he talks like that.
So as somebody who is down with mathematics and analytics, what's the cutoff then? If we're saying 6% is or is not,
How about
what is it? 5? Is it 10? Does it matter?
I agree
like
with
I don't
Mo,
think it really
unless
matters.
you take the other movies. If you don't take the other established movies and do the same exact study and find what the mean is, then you have nothing here. That's how
I
statistics
appreciate
works.
Blaine's dedication to that. That was pretty good.
I understand. I didn't have all the damn time in the world to go run this test on other movies.
He's crashing out,
Blaine,
ladies and
I'm
gentlemen.
pretty sure you can find a meta-analysis journal out there that already did it for you. So if this is something that you're interested in, I'm sure there's a meta-analysis somewhere out there.
I'm sure the data.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Blaine's
going to
come out
crash out
tomorrow
before the end of this
and
I'm
cure
excited.
cancer and AIDS with the same drug, and people will say, "Well, but Jaws."
It's true. It's true.
Jaws.
It's true. Listen. I didn't want to come in here with spicy takes. I've had enough of those lately. Like I am good. I was just running a test because I was curious, and I knew Jonas was going to get ganged up on. Like
No one's
I said,
ganging up on him.
I'm okay. I'm okay over here.
He
But
chose
I
violence.
appreciate what Blaine.
Don't listen to Blaine at all. We love him, but remember Jaws. Let's jingle the bells.
I just to be honest.
Hippie-ki-yay, mother trucker. That's it.
Yeah.
Was, thank you for your generosity. All right, I do want to ask. I know I have a lot of super chats we got to get into. I want to ask Jonas.
Yeah,
we could go from there. In your opinion, what makes a Christmas movie? What does it have to have for your opinion?
Christmas has to, in the positive or the negative, having a meaningful impact on the plot or themes of the movie.
Okay, we'll stop right there. The entire movie is him coming home to his family. If he didn't come home to his family on Christmas, then he wouldn't even be there. He waited 6 months, and it was because of Christmas he had to come home to see his kids. That was a meaningful plot in the film. It wasn't anything else. It had to be Christmas because John McClane stayed in New York for over 6 months. He didn't want to come back, but it was the spirit of Christmas that moved him to come and see his children on Christmas and bring them gifts. So Christmas is a huge plot in this. Plus, in Die Hard 2, it's another family dynamic for Christmas. He's flying back to see his family again on Christmas, and he gets caught in the midst of it. And so they did 2 movies where Christmas is the central secret, whatever, perfect thing to get him with his family and to get him in a situation where it's wrong. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
You know, I will disagree with you on this aspect. I think you're averaging in Die Hard 2 in order to make this more Christmassy, because as I understand it, Die Hard 2 is actually a Christmas movie from what I understand.
Wild.
So let me build on top of that.
The thing that I'm gonna let me say one more thing
we'll let
here.
him finish.
So I don't think that the Christmas is necessary for what he's doing. I think he's reconciling with his wife. I don't think there's a big problem with his wife and kids here. I'll give you an example of a movie in which it's very clearly focused on giving a gift to the child, which would be Con Air. In this one, he happens to have a bear in like 2 scenes, and mostly he's there to check and see what his wife is up to. And he's surprised that she doesn't have his last name anymore. The kids don't enter into it. In fact, he said, "Hey, I ended up at your Christmas party by mistake." Like,
so let me push back.
He's aware that it's Christmas.
Let me push back on that.
A Christmas party.
You could say the same thing about Home Alone. They could have did a summer family vacation and left the kid there.
I'm going to disagree on the idea of this. First of all, there's actually religious music in Home Alone, tying it to the season. The fact that there's the scene in the church with the old man where they're talking about being reconciled. Why aren't you around your family? And all this like heavily plays into the idea of Christmas and family and redemption.
It could have been a summer vacation trip where all the family got together to go on a trip together, and he got left at home. Could have been the same.
It would have removed, first of all, the season and the massive amount of snow. So there's no compensation for that, because I get it's LA.
There was snow in Die Hard.
Yeah, but there was also cocaine in Die Hard, so they were making a cocaine joke.
Okay, so
that
we
makes
we get up in the weeds
You're
here.
arguing to argue. That makes no sense.
Yeah, here's the thing. Hold on. Let me make my point, since we're talking about the Christmas, like him going to the Christmas party on accident. All right, this is a financial company, the Nakatomi Corporation, financial. So they're at the end of their year where they don't have to worry about any other sales coming in or out. The Ellis, the douchebag guy in the story, is the salesman. That's what they do. They get deals off the ground, they get them going and all that stuff. So the only time they're ever going to really throw parties at the end of the year, it's going to be the Christmas party. This was very prevalent in the 80s. Every corporation. My parents worked for a large financial corporation. Christmas parties. Could they happen on Christmas Eve? Yes. They could. So this is entirely above board with the experience that I had in the 80s. This is nothing out of whack.
I thought you just said only rich kids hate Christmas stories.
No, I'm just saying. But he ended up at the party because that was probably the only time they were having a get together and a party. Because what does Ikagi say? Thank you for having one of the best years ever, because it's the end of the financial year for them, the fiscal year.
So what you're saying is
first of all, he went.
What you're saying is the party is actually the New Year's party.
Privilege. I am talking right now. Hold on.
It's the end of year sales party. Okay.
You know what?
It's not the end of year sales party. It's a Christmas party.
Yeah, but it coincides with it. It's the end of the year. So he wouldn't have, they wouldn't have had the Christmas party. He wouldn't have went out there to go see his family if it wasn't Christmas. He wouldn't have ended up at the Nakatomi Plaza if it wasn't Christmas, because they weren't going to have a 4th of July party. They weren't going to have
a New Year's party.
Yeah,
it could have been a New Year's party. This movie absolutely could be a New Year's party. And actually, because I was looking at all the Christmas decorations because of this whole test that I did, outside of the poinsettias, there's literally 2 Christmas trees in the tower, and that is it.
That's where
it's
I
actually
disagree.
a pretty. It's
January 1st is the most important day of the year on most corporations. You're going to have people partying, but it's not going to be like Christmas. You got that.
Did you notice the snowflakes outside during the explosions all along all the city streets? I mean, like, bro, here's the thing. Like, if snowflakes.
Well, the snowflakes were barely that. You are right.
But it's for Christmas.
It is there, and there is a Santa on a desk and a snowman on a desk. So technically, there's that, and they repeat throughout.
They spend an inordinate amount of time at the very beginning of this film establishing that it's the Christmas season. They talk about it. People are addressing Christmas season and how important it is. And the plot of the terrorists is it's Christmas time. No one is going to be at that party or at the plaza except this party group that we can take as hostages. And the police are going to be pretty occupied because it's Christmas time. They plan it specifically around Christmas. And like I said, the Ode to Joy is a Japanese traditional Christmas song that is played. So that is counted as a Christmas song in this film because it's supposed to set a tone. It's supposed to set an idea. I mean, like even the terrorists who aren't from America reference it being Christmas. Like it's the whole point. Like you don't spend that much time talking about Christmas if Christmas isn't baked into the identity of the film.
Well, there really isn't that much time
6 minutes
talking about
this.
Can I just say,
at the beginning of the film, though, there is a lot of time established talking about it being the holiday season and being Christmas. And then when you get into the action, yes, Christmas takes a back seat to the action portion of Die Hard, which is a action movie and is also a Christmas movie. Because at the very end of the film, even at the very end of the film with Carl Winslow, the whole point is that he lost his faith because he accidentally shot a kid, and it's a really rough time for him. And guess what? He gets his faith in humanity restored, and he saves John at the end of the film. And then what do we see at the end? A bunch of papers falling out of the sky like Christmas snow. You know, like, come on, man. Like, how much do they got to talk about it?
Well, as long as you skip on the details a little bit, as long as you change them a little bit for the argument, then go ahead.
What did I change? And what did I skimp on about the argument?
He didn't spend a lot of time establishing that it's Christmas, so much so that people have to be told that it's a Christmas movie.
They talk about it throughout the whole beginning of the film. He tells him, I'm going to visit my family during Christmas time. He gets in a limo. The guy tells him, hey, we're playing Christmas music. Like the people in the party are talking about Christmas.
The last line in the limo is it's not Christmas music. This is the only time in that conversation when he meets Argyle to that moment, there's zero mention of Christmas.
He's talking to him about, what are you doing? Hey, where are you going?
He has a fucking big bear that he's gonna bring to his kids.
In the whole conversation about the wife and what Argyle's plans are and all that, Christmas does not come up a single time. This is like Tommy Wiseau. This is like Tommy Wiseau in the room playing tuxedo football catch. It's like an alien.
It's not even the same thing at all.
But that was never a criteria for you. Whether or not they establish that it's Christmas or they say it's Christmas was never your criteria. Your criteria was meaningful impact on plot or themes.
Yes.
That was your entire
and it has no meaningful impact
but the entire motivation.
It was
the entire motivation of John and the terrorists is Christmas.
The entire motivation.
Why they are doing what they're doing.
The motivation of John is to get back with his wife.
The motivation of John is to go home.
By the way, they say it's family reconciliation. The kids are in the start of the movie. By the way, let's talk about the creepy reporter that shows up to the kid's house on Christmas Eve. Oh wait, it's not mentioned that it's Christmas Eve. The entire plot.
What the fuck, dude? They mentioned it's Christmas Eve. Like,
no one's saying. I don't even think Jonas is saying. No one's saying that it didn't take place on Christmas or that it doesn't happen on Christmas. I don't think that's what Jonas is saying.
But Jonas is saying that Christmas doesn't matter, and the whole point is the reason John is going home is because it is Christmas time.
Because his wife invited him.
The whole reason the terrorists are there is because of Christmas.
If you change this, if you remove Christmas and have any other evening, which by the way, apparently machine gun fire can't be heard from the city streets. So I don't know that it actually. I don't think that actually matters.
Christmas?
But I could say the same thing about Home Alone. If you remove Christmas, and make it a summer trip that they're home from school and the family all goes, then the bandits show up and he has to pretend and he's happy that he gets to spend summer by himself. You know, doesn't have to be with anybody. He still does the same thing. He sets the house up for disaster. So what? The old man has a moment. He could still go to church. From what I remember, church is open every Sunday, not just on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
And he could have the same thing. It could be spring break story.
A faith film instead of a Christmas film. I'm not seeing a huge difference here.
Every argument that Jonas has been made for Die Hard not being a Christmas movie can be applied to any Christmas movie that is an established Christmas movie, and he can punch holes through that. So,
Christmas Story is a movie that if you remove Christmas from it, you have no reason for those scenes to take place.
And comparing it and doing the same thing against other movies, then you have no argument.
Well, it's not argument. That is really, really, you're like nitpicking there to say that.
Look. Jonas is basically saying, if you remove Christmas from Die Hard, then there is no meaningful impact on Christmas, on the plot and the things.
On the plot,
you just removed Christmas from it.
I don't think that he's totally wrong after watching this and seeing how little of Christmas is actually in this. And like I said,
but that's not part of the criteria for like why this movie would be considered to be a Christmas movie. He didn't say it has to be 50%. You know, he didn't say that.
I'm not saying that about the percentages either. I think really kind of what he's getting at is just that like with the party being able to be changed the type of year, like he's kind of not wrong. Like if you remove those couple Christmas trees and this few small decorations literally from about the 30-minute mark on until those last couple seconds of the movie, you would not know that it is a Christmas movie. And that is a fact. Like I watched it.
No, you would have to remove the plot.
But once again, it's not just a Christmas movie.
You would.
Many different
things. It is also an action film. And how much like Christmas do you need to involve in an action film? Like the point is the plot happens because it's Christmas time. For both the terrorists and John McClane, separately, it is Christmas time. That is why they make the moves that they do and make the decisions that they do.
Firmly established at the beginning of the movie, by the way.
And then them running cross purposes with each other is what starts the action portion of the movie. They didn't know that he was going to be there. They assumed they were going to get in. It was going to be Christmas time. They were going to make their money. They were going to celebrate and be happy and then move on with their lives. And because John is home for the holidays to visit his family, regardless of how much he wants to see his kids or not, he is there because his wife invited him home for the holidays to see his family. And it is specifically because it's Christmas time. And just like the tower not being occupied is because of Christmas time. John getting time off is because, oh, guess what? It's Christmas time. There being one cop on beat that goes to check things out because it's Christmas time. And most of them are either home with their families or busy. Like that is the whole point of the beginning of the movie and them establishing what's going on.
You know that,
and
that
then
scene,
the action happens.
You know that scene where they introduce Reginald L. Johnson's character? You notice that him, the only cop that's working at Christmas, by the way, pregnant wife at home, cooking up their first child. No mention of him working on Christmas Eve. No cynical Merry Christmas with the convenience store clerk. What I'm saying here is that Christmas has the themes of Christmas have no meaningful impact on the themes of this movie. Wait, what are the themes of this movie that have anything to do with Christmas other than the setting?
You're not listening, Jonas.
You're not answering. What are the themes of this movie, and what do they have to do with Christmas?
Redeeming yourself in the eyes of God. There's it's very thin, but there is a Christmas element.
He's home to reconcile with his family.
He wants reconciliation. He wants redemption. He wants, go ahead, Mike.
The whole thing with Reginald L. Johnson is literally a redemption story. He lost his faith in humanity. John being home for the holidays reminds him about how to be a good cop. That is why they have all the snow at the end. It's supposed to be like symbolizing, hey, guess what? Like his faith in the world is restored because he got to do something awesome. Like the thing is, you can say, hey, guess what? If I remove the plot of this film from Christmas, then maybe it could still happen. Maybe, but I could do that with a lot of movies. Any good writer could change the time with any other movie and say, guess what? You could even have the plot of It's a Wonderful Life not be around Christmas time. You can do that, but the fact is, Die Hard is set during Christmas for a reason. The writer himself said, I said it during Christmas for a reason. Like he said it was a Christmas movie, and that was what he had in mind when he made the film. Like,
wait. When who made the film? Are we talking about John McTiernan, the director of the film?
No, I'm talking about the writer of the film.
It's a Christmas movie.
The writer of the film.
Do you mean the screenplay or the original book, where there's like one line in there about it being?
Well, if we're going to compare the book to the movie, Jonas, the book completely deviates from the plot of the book. They're not the same story at all.
Okay, I agree with that.
But the screenwriter said, "Hey, guess what? I wrote it as a Christmas movie." And then talked later to the director about it, who's like, I don't know. I don't think it's a Christmas movie. And he talked to him about it. And he said, you know what? When we talked about it, I kind of agree with him. It is kind of a Christmas movie. And everybody uses one 2-second clip of Bruce Willis at a roast saying it's not a Christmas movie. It's a Bruce Willis movie. Well, yeah, it is a Bruce Willis movie. It can also be a Christmas film. It's also an action film. Like, it's a lot of different things. It's a cross-genre film. It is not one specific thing.
I think it's more of a romantic comedy than a Christmas film, and no one would call it a romantic comedy.
No. Yeah.
I think Hayden Wayne is absolutely
I think
correct.
if you wanted to make the argument that it is a romantic comedy.
I'm not moving goalposts. You haven't responded to the actual Christmas.
We did respond.
Okay. Oh, so one guy has that is not a signature of Christmas movies.
Shout out Hayden
one guy gets a redemption
We'll get
arc
to it.
in there. Everybody
Well,
that is
no,
every
it was
action
multiple
movie.
people. It was also John and his wife, and him reconciling, reminding her why she fell in love with him in the first place.
Yeah,
like
I
that's
still could say every one of those arguments could apply for New Year's.
How much of that applies to
yeah, but
Christmas?
but once again, I could take a lot of Christmas films and do the same thing and make that same argument. But it's not. It's not coincidence. It was written during Christmas time. It wasn't just like, well, whatever, we just grabbed a plot. He said it during Christmas time for a reason. And because Christmas is an integral part of the plot, that's why we're arguing it's a Christmas movie.
It's not, though. It is the fact that it is a holiday, not Christmas.
It is not. It is not just because it's a holiday.
All it
is
takes
specifically
is
because it's Christmas.
All it takes is for that no, it doesn't have to be Christmas.
It has to be
the plot is
Christmas.
zero changed if it's New Year's or if it is random party that happens to be celebrating the fact that they hit their sales goal.
There
it does not change in any way.
At the end of the year.
There would have been more people in the building. There would have been more things happening during that time. Specifically, the fact that the terrorists themselves say that we set this around Christmas time because of what happens during the holidays.
I'm telling you,
any holiday in which people.
No, it is not any holiday. They specifically reference Christmas as the holiday where most people are away with their families.
Okay. So set it at New Year's and you have the same thing.
But it's not set at New Year's. It's set during Christmas time.
That's what I'm saying about Home Alone. The Home Alone argument. It doesn't make it doesn't make sense.
Except that the plot of Home Alone is central to the fact that it's Christmas. It's the driving force behind Catherine O'Hara's character is that she feels especially bad at this time when family is.
Why do you think John McClane went home?
That's why John McClane went to see
He wasn't home for months because he didn't want to deal with Holly, and he goes home for the holidays. She invites him home for the holidays.
Also,
which is
the
why she
driving
says to her
force
child,
is
"I'll
his
see
wife,
what me and
not
Santa
his
can
kid.
do."
He barely does he even mention his kids in this film? I'm not sure he does.
He's bringing Christmas gift for his fucking kids, Jonas.
He has a bear in his hand. Who knows? That bear might have been for his wife. That bear might have been for Joe Takagi because he didn't want to show up to a Japanese business.
Also, and if we want to get into John McClane's story arc, guess what? In all of the Die Hard films, it references what a terrible dad he is. Even in the shittiest Die Hard movie, where they bring his son into it, his son is like, "You are a terrible father."
Yeah.
So him being a bad father doesn't not make it a Christmas film. He's home specifically for the holidays. That is why she extended the invitation to him in the first place, because it's the holidays. Because she knows people aren't going to be around. Because she wants her kids to see their dad for Christmas. It is literally hinges on Christmas.
Wait, so Holly's in a Christmas movie is the argument that you're making here?
What are you talking about? Holly in that's what
I think.
Once you start trolling, it completely does.
I'm not trolling. I'm just trying to.
Once you start doing that, though,
absolutely
any of the argument.
You guys missed a really good point that the implication of in Home Alone, he said that well, it's Christmas, so she feels really bad about leaving her son as they fly across the world. You think she would have given less of a crap if it was like New Year's or July 4th? Basically, you poked a hole in your own argument by saying,
you know how many times Catherine O'Hara mentions that
he could take care of himself.
Hey, guess what? You know what?
Let me say two things. Let me say two things. Epic Mike, please. Epic Michael, if you can give me a moment. Mo Zamboni, please. Catherine O'Hara's character uses the idea that it is Christmas in dialogue over and over and over again. And they talk about how crappy John Candy is as a dad, and the idea that it's Christmas and they're working comes up over and over again. Holly and John McClane barely mention that it's Christmas in here. The kids at Christmas are almost completely ignored. This, to me, negates the idea that it is a Christmas film because the aspect of family is not contemplated in this film. Yeah, the kids want to see him, but they're there for action movie tension stakes raising so that they can have that scene with the reporter there, who also shows up at the house on Christmas Eve and not being like, "What are you doing?"
Criteria for what made it a Christmas movie, Jonas. You didn't say
I get that you're a lawyer, but you need to go back to my original thesis: meaningful way. Most of the characters in this film do not have Christmas affecting their actions in a meaningful way.
That is so subjective. I mean,
it's really not subjective. It's not. It's not. When you look at the amount that is in this film, and I think that's where it really does come down to with Jonas, is that it is featured in such a small amount. And I think that that's where most of the people that say
The entire credits of House Guest
literally
are a Christmas song sung by Sinbad and Phil Hartman. Therefore, it's a Christmas movie.
So again, if you don't go to established Christmas movies and do the exact same thing and find the mean, then you don't have grounds to say that. Like Love Actually is a known Christmas movie. It doesn't reference Christmas very often.
Even the argument outside of that, where you start getting into other films, that doesn't matter. The plot of Die Hard happens because it is Christmas. Christmas is a meaningful portion of the beginning of that film, and establishing that is why John McClane is there. That is why the terrorists are doing what they're doing. The reason there's a party is because it's Christmas. People talking about it being Christmas and referencing the fact that it's Christmas.
Who at the party references that it's Christmas?
And if you want to get into themes of it, that is why you have the theme about Argyle, who's kind of like a full of himself guy who makes a selfless decision to try to help John McClane. That's why you have a cop who lost his faith in humanity, who gets it restored at the end of the film because of John's actions and John being there because of Christmas time. There's multiple times, if you get into the themes of Die Hard, about redemption and about restoring your faith in humanity, restoring your relationships.
Who at the party references that it's
the same themes are in the Home Alone movie.
Is it the pregnant lady who is drinking booze there at the Christmas party? Not referencing the fact that she's got somebody at home?
Stupid people multiple times.
And also talking about how stupid people at a party are in the 80s doesn't make them film any less of a Christmas film. Like, the people at the party are being stupid. Yeah, it's the 80s. They're doing cocaine.
And it's California.
You know what? It's California. Yeah. Like, the whole point is that, like, it's ridiculous and people are ridiculous. Okay? And also, some of those people get their comeuppance because guess what? A bunch of terrorists crashed their party.
All right. Okay. I get that you guys don't understand. I get it.
No, that's the thing. Like, I get the argument, but acting like it's not important. And then if I go back and reference other films and say, well, in this movie, if I compare it to, but the thing is, that's
using the negative to prove the positive. Yes.
But that's the thing. We just argued if you could do the same thing with Home Alone.
No, you can't do the same thing with Home Alone because the plot and the character motivations of Home Alone are heavily informed by the fact that it's Christmas. Outside of a couple of lines of dialogue, it does not change the motivations of anyone. He would still want to save his wife if it was Thanksgiving. He would still want to save his wife. It was April the 22nd.
And a mom would still want to get home to her son if she left him at home during summer, spring, or fall.
Yeah.
But she sure does talk about it being Christmas a lot when she's trying to do
because
that.
it's the Christmas
she's
time.
not getting shot at.
If you switch the dialogue,
Actually,
McClane talks about
the fact that all the flights are booked, the fact that all the flights in Home Alone are booked because it's Christmas affects the plot.
But the biggest travel season is Thanksgiving, so they could have done the same thing.
Or spring break. Maybe not even a holiday.
So it's like that's a failed argument.
Plane, Trains, and Automobiles
well, it changes the nature of that film. This film, the nature of this film,
is set during Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it doesn't affect the plot in any way. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. If it's a Christmas movie, it doesn't affect the film in any way.
It's a Thanksgiving film.
Just shout out to Angry Badger
for the raid.
Who?
Angry Badger. So the thing is, at the end of the day, everybody has a unique understanding of what Christmas means to them. And there's a lot of people that live in broken homes and broken families and or celebrate it because they're poor or they're rich or they're this or they're that and whatever it means to them. And if they could find the meaning of Christmas in this film, then why can't they just have it?
Oh, they can. Absolutely.
Well, and I don't think anybody's saying like that they can't classify it as a Christmas
yes, they
movie
are.
either.
You should see some of the comments.
I'm just saying it's incorrect.
Well, yeah,
I'm not saying Jonas didn't say that. I'm not saying Jonas didn't say that at all. This wasn't a critique of Jonas.
Yeah.
It was just like there are people that are just like very angry.
They're very there are very particular people on both sides of this.
I don't mind. I mean, the thing is, I don't even mind when people say, you know what, I don't think it's a Christmas movie. If you want to subjectively say, guess what, in my opinion, it's not a Christmas movie. Cool, man, do your thing. But typically, that's not what happens. It's, well, you guys are dumb. And I'm right because I know why it's not a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Or
I'm saying the opposite.
Jonas has never said that.
I don't disagree with you. People crash out on both sides about this whole thing.
Yeah.
But the second you start getting into, well, you're deluded or you don't know anything or well, you're and all that stuff. The thing is, like, yeah, I mean, you can say it is a very subjective argument. Absolutely. And if what you value over everything else is family and family values and family traditions being honored, then yes, you could absolutely argue that this is not a Christmas movie. The reason I don't think that matters as much is because it is a cross-genre film and it is an action film. It is a survival action film that also happens to be set during Christmas and also needs to happen at the same time as Christmas. And they explain why in the film it needs to be Christmas time for it to happen the way that it happens.
And to build on that, to build on that.
Yeah,
let him finish. Let him finish.
I just real quick to build on that. That's the why I feel compelled to watch this during Christmas, because of the story arcs that include redemption of all the characters. Like, it puts you in a Christmas mood, like, because you start off with all this chaos and torture, like you're hanging out with your family and they're talking politics, but at the end, like, everything gets good and everybody comes together, and we have, like this feel good story where people have overcome their differences and they've come together for the Christmas season. Albeit, yeah, it's a bit thin if you to take Jonas's side in that argument. It still is a Christmas theme, albeit very surface level, but it puts me in the mood to watch this movie during Christmas because of that. That's why to me, it's a Christmas movie. But I would never denigrate anybody for not wanting to call it a Christmas movie and don't think twice about it. That's fine. To me, because of that, I feel compelled to watch it during Christmas. That's kind of that's a very subjective thing, but that's why I think it's a Christmas movie.
I mean, I like watching it at Christmas time too, and that's like I said, I'm kind of on neither side of this argument. I was shocked, honestly, at the small amount of Christmas that is technically in this, and I'm not trying to get the debate rolling again.
No, it's all good.
Like,
can we all agree?
But it's also the way that they thread it throughout the film. Like, I mean, there are reminders throughout the movie that it is Christmas time.
There are,
but once it gets to action, it does. Christmas takes a massive backseat because guess what?
It does near the end. It does take a big backseat.
Can we just say it's one of the greatest action movies ever made?
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
There's a reason that every movie after this was, it's Die Hard on a submarine. It's Die Hard where it's a little kid at Christmas.
The other side of this too is, and this is
something there.
No,
this is
fine, bro.
No, but like, this is also like, if you want to change the setting, if you set this in New York City, if this happens in New York City, the snow around New York City and the snow around Christmas time also becomes a major factor in the film. Now, they don't set it there because it could have been a nightmare to work with a ton of snow everywhere.
Well, it's because they wanted to shoot it in LA for cheap.
Yeah, but once again, but what I'm saying is, like, you could even move this at the same time if it's Christmas time, whole nother scenario. They found now unique ways to make it a difficult thing for John, like taking his shoes off and stuff. But either way, like, yeah, I think this is an amazing action film, but I strongly think that it's a Christmas movie, and I also didn't watch Die Hard until I was like 20 years old.
Same.
And thought it was a Christmas movie when I watched it. I was like, this is like set during Christmas. There's a lot of Christmas in this movie, and I didn't know that. I just thought it was a generic action film until I watched it for the first time.
See, that's the one of the main reasons I come from the perspective I do, that Die Hard was an action movie to me for decades. And then all of a sudden, actually, around 2007, we got it's a Christmas movie. I understand that's not everybody's perspective on it. But then,
I think
and that was an interesting argument for a while. And it was like Jar Jar is a Sith Lord kind of argument. So like, okay, yeah, I get it. Yeah, it's a Christmas movie. But then it became the only thing, to the point where, that kind of idea made it the #1 movie that is a Christmas movie on that list that we just watched, where it gets to the point where any disagreement is like, what, you hate Die Hard? I'm like, no.
We all agree Blaine had a bad Jaws take. Anyway, it came
Don't bring Jaws into this.
It